Next week's Final Four, and when today is said and done, 3 more invites will be earned. The Arena Lacrosse League playoffs continue with a Sunday quarterfinal tripleheader. Game 1 has the Six Nations Snipers facing off against the Oshawa Outlaws. Hello, lacrosse fans. Welcome to historical Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario. Lance Wynn working alongside the usual suspect and Blair Campbell. Great to have you with us, and right to the starting goalies for today's game. For the Snipers, it'll be Dusty Hill. Comes in with a 3-5 record. His goals against 15. His save percentage .730. At the other end, Deacon Naughty Knott. 5-2 record. His goals against one of the league best, 11.40 save percentage. Also one of the tops at .800. Head coaches for Six Nations in its fourth season. Darcy Powlis is the head coach. His assistant, Vince Longboat and Nick Skye. And for Oshawa, in his first season at the helm, it's Joe Hiltz. His assistants, Mark Crow, Rob Martinell, and Chris Page. Officials for today's game, and it's a top-notch crew. Kyle Coulter is the crew chief. He's joined by Simon D'Souza and Seb Baudouin. And as we are underway here, and Blair, let me just ask you, as right off the bat, end-to-end action, coming into this, you had a chance to speak with both coaches. You know, the Snipers come in with a 5-9 record, 6th spot. Oshawa 10-4, the number 3 spot. What did they have to tell you prior to this meeting here?
Well, the biggest thing I think with Oshawa, the coaches said, is we've got to make sure of one thing. We got to make sure our defense does its job and helps each other out on the back door. On the other side of it, for the Snipers, basically they've got to make sure they play a full 60, and they can't afford, if they get down early, to get away from their game plan.
Those key points for sure, and they make a whole lot of sense, as the Snipers, of course, come in missing a couple of their guns, but on a whole, they look pretty strong. Oshawa, a notable absence, of course, in Alex Simons, one of their leading scorers, 79 points on the season. And there's Justin Porga opening the scoring here for the Snipers, and that may be a factor. Simons not in the lineup for the Outlaws.
I think the other side of that coin not being in the lineup is Tompkinson as well, because he is important to them on their back end and on their transition game. Simons, second leading scorer on the team. But I think one of the biggest things right now is if the Snipers can get out to a quick lead, you never know what's going to happen.
I think that's going to be big for them for sure, as the battle continues with Hawkeye Hamilton in that draw circle, battling with Riley Morgan and Mike McLaughlin, Orville Manderville. Manderville does his best soccer impersonation, and now trying to tiptoe through, and that's going to be a crease. Good call there. And possession now to the Snipers. So Justin Porga opens the scoring. Six Nations off to a good start here. And we expect that transition is going to play a big part for the Snipers as Chayton King lets it go. Deacon Knott, a good save. Fresh 30 gathered by Porga. Porga, reverse pivot around. Nolan all over him, kicks it back out to Longboat. Brett Longboat looking for something. That's his spot. Dumps it off. Mason Hill held it, then laid it out wide of the mark. 15 on the shot clock. And Chayton King. Oh, he's got too much room. He's going to let that fly. Longboat picks him up. 5 on the shot clock. King going to have to go to work. Strausser on him. That's on target. Up and out of play. And if we look at these teams, Blair, you've got transition on the side of Six Nations, an outstanding half-court offense in Oshawa. Where's the middle ground there? Who has the advantage?
Those two, I think, cancel themselves out, but I think, what?
Well, how about that start right off the bat, as Todd Thomas on the doorstep makes no mistake and parks his first of the postseason in the back of the net.
You really can't fault Oshawa in this situation because they got a double team right here. He drops the ball. The only unfortunate part is the Oshawa player missed the ball, which enabled Thomas to pick it up, and the goalie had already committed. Almost looked like he was coming out for the ball.
And you saw Josh Tagore's reaction. He did a good job with the stick check, but no one picked up that loose ball quicker than Thomas, and By the time you blinked an eye, he picked that up and put it in the back of the net. Possession off the draw to the Orange of Six Nations.
I think right now one of the things that Six Nations is doing really well is they're keeping the leading scorer in the league off the floor.
I couldn't have agreed with you more with that, partner. And the best defense sometimes is a better offense, and that's the case. Keep St. John on the bench, and in out and Chayton King lighting it up early on. Beauty pass, and the Snipers lead 3-0.
Let me put it to you this way. Darcy Paulus, how do you like our play so far? Because I'll tell you, they're playing a very smart game right now. And, I mean, I'm looking at the bench right beside us here in Oshawa, and that's just a flat-out mistake. Somebody missed an assignment, missed a switch. But I'm looking at shoulders down.
Well, the defense has been on the carpet the entire time. Now finally off the draw, possession to the Outlaws. They'll get their offense a chance. First chance with 11:40 to come on out. Josh Gilray out there with John St. John, leading scorer in the league, and Luke Laser Laskowitz. Gilray trying to turn the corner, 10 on the shot clock. Swinging around, Laskowitz plays to Karam. Looking for a cutter, zips it down, and nothing doing. McNulty couldn't connect, and back come the Snipers the other way. Over the timeline, out the back door, Travis Stotts filter in, as does Brett Longboat. He'll take that, and the offense now back to work here for the Snipers. Once again, not a long stay on offense for the Outlaws. Just one shift as Deacon Knott closed the wickets. Outlet pass, and away goes Nolan.
I don't think that was a high percentage shot for Porga to take, and I think it's
uncharacteristic there. Sorry, partner, with St. John missing that. We'll go up the other way.
And I think it's one that's what they didn't do the first 3 goals. They got their possession, they got their penetration. If they can keep doing that, they're going to be a hard team to.
66, slide it to Mike McLaughlin. McLaughlin pulls it up on the interchange. And looking and ringing that off the post was Mason Hill as he was sighting that short side. And Snipers battling for it. McLaughlin takes a heavy hit, and Deacon Knott scoops it up. And away comes Chris Veltman. He'll move it up. Vern Hill, master swiper. That pass goes errant and into the open door for the
Hit
Snipers.
the open door.
And it'll be Six Nation possession here. And it'll be Longboat. Longboat working with Chayton King. Travis Stotts out there with Justin Porga. And they filter out their final 5th player in Todd Thomas. And Porga eludes Morgan on a good move. Tucks back in, looking for something. Tough pass on the handcuff. 10 on the shot clock. That one's almost picked off. Longboat. Push back out. Porga from way out goes to the short side. Deacon Knott.
Hit the outside of the net.
Outside of the net.
That's
out of
a
play.
non-factor.
Possession back the other way, and it's John St. John. See if he can't get this offense rolling. Going one-on-one, he'll peel back out. McNulty swinging around to Harlech. Harlech looking for someone. Gets it back, St. John. 10 on the shot clock. McNulty. Harlech, nothing doing. Luke Lazarus not out there. Cam Milligan Lazarus is battling for it. 2 on the shot clock, and that's an over and back call. Good defensive stance by the Orange, and now Six Nations with possession here on offense.
Now they got to see if they could do something with that stance they just made defensively.
Big stop there. Right now, the momentum in favor of the Orange. Screen and roll. That one's gone. Longboat going to try to bail his teammate out. Takes a hard hit from Nolan, and no call on the play as Longboat took exception to that. And that's going to be a possession change. Good no call. And it's going to go to the Outlaws. I think this seems like one of those situations, Blair. If the Snipers can keep the Outlaws off balance here and keep their offense to limited minutes, they have a chance here. But if you allow this Oshawa offense to get going, you're going to be spending a lot of time at that face-off circle. Vern Hill in transition. Doesn't have the numbers. And he'll think better of it. Good decision there. Wait for the rest of the offense. Send it over. It's Porga. Porga skip. Good job on the short hop. Thomas sizes up and it squeaks through.
Wow.
So the Snipers on fire early. Todd Thomas with his second of the game.
And this is just, it's ball movement, but what this is this is just a shot that is just a power shot. He steps off the pick, lets the ball go, and he just powers it right by the goaltender.
And the spin on it, you saw it bounce over the line and then out. Good job by Seb Bedoin, as he was right where he should be. Perfect angle to make that call. And the Snipers have raced out to a 4-0 lead. And you got to figure, though, Blair, that Oshawa, if they get one, they're going to get two and then maybe three. But right now, they seem a little stagnant.
Yeah, you're right. Once they get on a roll, they'll get on a roll. But I'll tell you one thing: the longer the Snipers can keep this situation going, it's going to do nothing but benefit them.
We're at the 7.5-minute mark here, opening quarter. First to three here at Brampton Memorial. Chayton King with a shot right on. It's picked up now, and here come the Outlaws in transition, trying to get something going. Luke Laskowitz has some room. He ducks in, peels out. Good job by Josh Tagore. And Haralek out there filtering in on the right side. Jeff McNulty swinging around St. John. Laskowitz, that's his spot. Good save, Dusty Hill. Loose in the crease. And that's going to be a crease ball possession. And that's going to take us to our first officials timeout. We're going to take a quick break. And we'll be back here at Memorial Arena.
Same as a hockey puck. It has to be 100%
Welcome
across
back
the line.
as we're at the 7:05 mark, opening quarter. Lance Wynn, Blair Campbell, glad to have you with us. JVI Productions in the house as usual. Game one ticket already booked. The Toronto Monarchs, top seed. Winners last night over Peterborough, 16-10 the final there. They have punched their ticket to next week's Final Four. Three more today, and how about that shot? Lighting it up from way out. Tyler Van Every is in the score column.
Well, I'll tell you, I don't know what's going on between the Oshawa Pipes right now, but there's been three shots from about 30 or more feet out, and that one he never even made contact with.
Well, that's very unlike Deacon Knott, one of the top netminders in the Arena Lacrosse League this year for sure. And I think this may just be one of those times when he may need a breather. We've seen that before. Goaltender comes out, gets a little breather, a reset, and then he may get back out there again. As Jackson Brown looks like he's going to take over, at least for now. 5-0. The Snipers have jumped out to an early lead. Off the jaw, Hamilton and Morgan. Battle raging in that circle. Loose, Snipers pick it up, had it, lost it, had it, lost it. Battle again right in front of the Outlaws bench. McDonald battling Chris Veltman. And there you go, scooping it. Scoop Jr. all over that. And he now will try to move it up over the timeline.
You know what I noticed about that, Lance?
Sorry, Blair, go ahead.
There was no retaliation from Six Nations on the pushdown.
How about that shot, Cam Milligan? Oh, light me a fire with that bullet. And the Outlaws finally on the board with their first of the game.
And you don't think something was very much needed? That was very close to an 8-second violation. But, a good stick check. John St. John picks up the ball, and Milligan just quick sticks one out of the middle. Didn't get timing for anybody to get set.
That is a quick release, blink of an eye. Dusty Hill, I don't think saw that, but a much-needed goal for the Outlaws. As battle now, neutral zone, and it's Tagore. Tagore will get it back to Veltman. Veltman now will bounce it over the line. McDonald will look, flip Tagore. Rest of the offense for the Outlaws. Filing their way out. St. John, the master facilitator, will slide it over McNulty. Give and go. St. John, what a save, Dusty Hill.
Wow.
Quick reflexes there, Dusty Hill with a big shoulder save. St. John. One-on-one. Quick shot, Dusty Hill again. Rebound, loose in the dotted half circle. Picked up. Good job by the Outlaws. But ferocious defense from Chandler Allen. And McLaughlin now. The veteran picks the corner, Mike McLaughlin.
Wow.
Whoa, baby. Transition at its best. And the veteran steps front and center.
Well, a couple of us graybeards were having a talk before.
Well, I wasn't in that conversation, so it must have just been a couple of
you. You got to have a beard, though.
Okay. All right, just
anyway,
right.
No. Actually, the unfortunate part for this is the Oshawa player made a great play, kicking the ball back out towards. The unfortunate part is the closest guy to it was guess who? And he just had, you can't see any more than a wide open drive down Broadway.
Morgan kicking it back out. Oshawa with possession off the draw. And just sometimes the bounces just aren't rolling your way early on. And we are under the 5-minute mark here, first quarter. St. John looking inside. Gilroy wasn't expecting that pass. I don't know why, because with St. John, you always got to expect it. Beautiful outlet pass on the run. Peeling around, looking for something. Not able to get a shot off, though, was Dante Romano. And Van Every now. Looking for a screen. Got one, got another. Looking for the roll now. Nothing doing. Good defense. Stotts using his body. Flips at 5 on the shot clock. That stick apparently has a hook because that shot never found its way through. St. John moves it up quickly to McNulty. McNulty now. Gilmore. And St. John, two-man game. Jake Gilmore looking to set a screen. McNulty out there now. St. John. Haralek gets a step, working with Milligan on that side. Underhand, steered aside by Dusty Hill. Scooped up, 66 on the run, full flight. Has a man with him, Chayton King. Vern Hill sidearm, wide of the mark. That will go over the timeline. St. John will gobble up that loose ball and move in one-on-one. St. John squeaks one in. And
that did look like from our line it went in.
It was in.
Yes, it did. It looked from my line.
Kyle Coulter, the crew chief, said no, and there was no argument any other way. So clearly, I got to polish off my glass eye, partner. Chayton King goes to the bounce. That will go up. Too much bounce for the ounce. Going back the other way with the Outlaws. 3:23 to go here, first quarter. Vanderbilt get it over the timeline. Rogers will work with him at the top. Stay out there offensively. Luke Laskowicz will filter in on that right side. Jake Gilmore comes in late. Rogers with the good spin move. Gets pushed in. That's going to be a crease violation. And possession's going to go to the Snipers, who have put together probably their best first quarter of the season right here. Van Every zips it inside. Working to Mason Hill, trying to turn the corner. Veltman on him. Backhand pass, Chayton King. That gets knocked away. Mark Farthing battling for it. And that's going to go up the other way. And here come the Outlaws. Farthing decided he was going to let that go. Blocked by Brett Longboat. And Longboat will bring it back now. Of course, Brent Longboat, one of the leaders on this Snipers squad. Thomas will give way, look to get it back. They'll swing it around. Porga. Skip pass. King shot. Finds the mark. Wow. So how about that ball movement by the Snipers? And the King once again steps up and buries his second of the game.
And if I'm Oshawa, I don't know how you do anything about this. They're spreading the goals out, two different guys. But once again, here's this 20, 30-foot shot. I don't know what to tell you. It's
Well, you got to say, netminders are going to have to pick up their game. It's playoffs. Good collapsing defense. Picked up, though, on the run. Good save made by Brown on a tough shot from Bradenberg.
Yeah, Bradenberg was taking him across with him and put it back to the far side. He was lucky to get his leg down to get it out of there.
Veltman, St. John now. Need a little something. We're under 2 minutes now, opening quarter. Harlech swing it. Milligan, skip. Quick stick from way out by McNulty. Nothing doing. Milligan trying to swim his way through. Has it knocked out of his stick. Hard to swim your way through 66, and that's a handball. Possession up the other way to the Snipers, and they'll look to move it up. So collectively, both offensively and defensively, Snipers have put it together. That one, Beatty, right on target. Boy, Van Every didn't hold anything back there, and Brown may have to get an equipment adjustment.
That one took him right full on in the mask.
And a quick change there as Brown gets his second helmet. He's good to go. So no timeout on the play. 1:26 left in this quarter. And the Outlaws now will look to move it over the timeline with Josh Gilray. Gilray flip. Rogers in full flight. Kick it around. St. John's half boards. No look. Milligan, that's his spot. Rebound picked up and buried. So Rogers hanging around the doorstep. Finally hits the doorbell and buries one.
From a Six Nations perspective, very unfortunate. The rebound came right back, and there's only two Oshawa guys standing there, but great job to get to the crease to get the ball. Goaltender's already down.
Well, it was a great save by Dusty Hill off the Milligan shot. That was a bullet headed for the far corner. But the rebound even better as we're into the final minute here. First quarter. Manderville will swing around Laskowitz. St. John, you figure if Oshawa can put another on the board here before the quarter. St. John duck it in, underhand, steered aside, Dusty Hill. You figure that they'll be in a good position, but in the meantime, between time, and that's going to be an interference call, so Jordan Mike a little too hands-on. And possession to the Outlaws. Laskowitz, 40 seconds on the game. He's got room. That's too much room. Good save, Dusty Hill. You give Laskowitz that kind of space, he's going to bury most of it. 66 up the floor. Quick release. 2-on-1 with Romano. Gets a screen. Burnhill's shot goes off Harlech. And Brown will smother it. 20 seconds. Good outlet pass to Veltman. Veltman and Chayton King. That ball gets knocked into the corner. Veltman still going for it. Burnhill in there as well. Still loose. Nolan. And it's gobbled up by Gilray, and timeout called by the Outlaws with 6 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And Blair, when you have 6 seconds, now that is an eternity in lacrosse, we know that, but you got to figure if the Outlaws can somehow pocket one here, go a long way to carrying that momentum over into the second.
Any idea where you think this ball is going? Down low?
Well, I don't know. That's why I got
100% it's going to John St. John, and I'm looking for him to look at Laskowitz on the other side.
Well, you've got Laskowitz, you've got Milligan, two gunners from the outside who don't need a whole lot of time to put it in the back of the net.
If I am Oshawa right here, I'm giving the ball to St. John. I'm letting Laskowitz go low. Somebody's got to set a pick for him to come off the pick across the dotted line, and boom.
Okay, 7 seconds. St. John with possession. You can see right side overload with Milligan, Gilray, and Laskowitz. Rogers and McNulty, net empty at the other end. St. John, skip back door, and it squeaks it. Oh, no! Dusty Hill, rebound picked up Gilray with 0.5 seconds on the clock. And boy, you talk about perfect execution. Well done by the Outlaws.
I guess I have to apologize. I was looking for the pick across the top, but they got the pick low, and he is wide open, and that looked like it slid through.
I thought that slid through, but then with two guys there, Gilray heads up play, picks that up, 0.5 to go here, and
that's one in that situation right there, Lance. I know you want to break. That's one in that situation. That ball's loose. You just got to make sure you take that guy out of there. Forget the ball. Knock the guy out of there.
Where's the sense of urgency? We have played 15 at Memorial, 7-3. Snipers. We'll be back after the short break. Back here at the carpet at Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario. Quarterfinal number 2, the first today of a triple header. 7-3 Snipers with their best 15 minutes of the season, and off the draw, Outlaws with a late goal. And Blair, we talked in between time about how important now it is for the Snipers for their defense and their goaltending to stand tall.
Very, very important right now for Six Nations to continue doing what they have been. Be strong defensively. Make sure. Oh, no. I was going to say make sure the shot stays from the outside. Then what happens?
You didn't even get a chance to finish that thought. And Jeff McNulty goes through the wickets on Dusty Hill, who is back into the game. And between Dusty Hill and Deacon Knott, neither really having their best outing so far.
No, but I thought right now, if I had to pick an edge to one of them, it would go to Six Nations, basically because of what their defense has been doing.
Well, St. John backhand. That's just wide of the mark. Probably took the right shot, just wasn't able to find that far corner, and you can see a little more jump to the step here of the Outlaws here to open the second. Harlech will swing it around St. John. It all goes through number 7, the master facilitator. Gilray's bouncer. Stopped, though, Dusty Hill this time. He'll lay on that one, and now the Snipers will bring it up over the timeline. We'll see if Six Nations now can find their groove again after that great start. Trying to turn the corner. Mason Hill kick it out. Thomas swing it around. Skip pass back. Porga goes to the overhand, right on target. Stop made there as Jackson Brown still between the pipes for the Outlaws. And picking that one up and move it up, Ryan Nolan. Nolan, again, one of the veteran leaders on this team. Ryan Nolan does a lot of those intangibles. Does a good job there. Gets it over to St. John. 15 on the shot clock. Swing it around. Rogers trying to turn the corner. Milligan. Skip it over Laskowitz. 5 on the shot clock. Got to create something here. Gets a screen. Good defense to push him out. St. John shot. Quick steer to side. Good job, McNulty. Excellent work on the offensive boards by the Outlaws. They'll get another clock.
Smart move by St. John to not try and bury that in the net. Just make sure he gets it. Oh.
Rebound, Milligan in close, and that finds the back of the net. So a delayed slashing call results in a Milligan goal. And right back in it are the Outlaws.
Again, great shot. Defense gets caught looking at the ball, and Milligan is able to step in. But I'm not too sure about the slashing call. It was going to be called. Can't say anything about it. So, you know what? It didn't result in a power play. It resulted in a goal before.
It was a slash. He hit him in the face. Mike McLaughlin off the draw. Looking for Vern Hill. McDonald with some good coverage there. And now it's Stotts. Travis Stotts has some room. He's going to step into one. Good save, Jackson Brown. Stotts with the rebound. He's going to peel around, look for something, kick it out, fresh clock. Longboat, skip, Porga. Porga trying to make something happen. Stotts picks that up. Controls it, looking for some help. Skip over Chayton King. King gets a screen. Chayton King goes to the bounce. Jackson Brown smothered that. And the Outlaws with a good defensive hold right there will look to move it up.
He telegraphed that shot, too, that he was going low bounce right from the word go.
Harlech gets a screen. Gilray wide open on the roll. Josh Gilray! Up, down, back of the net. Second of the game for Gilray now. I thought he got off with a little bit of a tough push on that screen. As Fox McKenzie, you see there.
It's iffy. I don't disagree with you, but I was going to say there's absolutely nothing better in this game than seeing a pick and roll run to perfection. Whether it's a little bit of a cheat or not.
I'm not a fan of that because I think that now with the pick and rolls, there's too much leniency on that check. When back in the day, you had to be stationary and planted setting that screen, and the player would have to run the defensive player off you. Not the case now. You can go check a guy in the back and carry on about your business.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I never cheated on a pick in my life.
You never cheated on anything in your life. Just ask you. Manderville. Vern Hill. Good job, Jordan. Mike now with the turnover. Mike's going to have to turn on the Jets, get it over the line. Laskowitz hounding him. Vern Hill on the trail. Vern Hill duck in. Quick underhand. Saved by Brown. So a good idea. Not able to execute. And that 5-goal lead by the Snipers has shrunk down to just one, and we're at the 11-minute mark, second quarter. Good defense, Snipers. Had it, lost it, had it, lost it. St. John will not lose it.
No.
He's going to duck in. St. John, big save. Rebound. Laskowitz stopped there by Dusty Hill. Hill, the outlet. 2-on-2. Quick shot, Brown. Beltman scoops that up, moves it up to McDonald. St. John, 1-2, tic-tac, back of the net, tied at 7.
Laskowitz picks up his first of the game, but great ball movement. On the other side of the coin, not the smartest shot from Six Nations. That's not the stuff they've been doing all game. But great breakdown, pass to St. John. St. John over to Laskowitz, never even took a step looking at the net. The goalie's got to take to him because he's just that good, and he's just able to get it across for the quick stick.
Off the draw, Morgan and Hawkeye Hamilton, boy, those two, no shortage of effort there in that circle. Possession goes to the Orange. And McLaughlin now will retreat. Let the offense go out there. Mason Hill working with Todd Thomas. Chayton King will back him up, send it over to Stotts. On the roll. That pass gets deflected, and Tagori's going to jump all over it. Tagori puts on the brakes. High pass goes into the penalty box, and it'll go back the other way.
They had a phantom player at the penalty box. He was passing it to him.
Will you let the professionals handle the jokes, please? Okay, thank you. That shot wide of the mark. Longboat Good job to knock it down. 15 on the shot clock. Chayton King going to have to get something going. Got to keep that momentum. Had a man wide open, kicked it back out. Stotts, good defense. 6 on the shot clock. King spot. Scooped aside. Brown's come in and done a good job between the pipes. Longboat gathers that offensive rebound. Stotts is going to change. Todd Thomas comes out. The late man has some room. Thomas overhand. Good save, Brown. Rebound. Snipers gobble that up. They get a fresh 30 to work with. Chayton King now. King lets it go off the post, and it caroms back over the line. And St. John's going to hustle to it. Battling with Van Every. Gilray in there as well, so a good job on the double team by the Outlaws. They win that battle. We're at the 9-minute mark, second quarter. Milligan spins around wide of the mark. Gilray gathers down low, and what a save, Dusty Hill, as McNulty point blank got robbed. Milligan, skip, St. John, Laskowicz wide open, but a good job by Chandler Allen. Sniffed that out, and a great outlet pass to Porga, in alone. Porga, what a save by Brown. Off a beauty outlet pass, but Jackson Brown up to the task.
That's one that's got to hurt when you got basically a 2-on-none.
That's a lob pass we haven't seen since the Final Four last night. And
we got 2 balls in play.
Well, sometimes you need a little extra. We're just going to narrow it down to 1, as over the timeline is Jordan Mike. McDonald hounding him. Stotts will swing it around to Hill. Mason Hill, hesitation. Bounce back out, kick it out. Stotts thought about it. Too much on that screen. And that's too much on that screen. That's my point earlier. Down the floor, good job McLaughlin. Nolan bails his teammate out. And a tough pass will go over the timeline as it's picked up now, almost picked up by Nolan Fair. And Fair is going to have to step up here for these Snipers, playing a bit of a defensive role, although he does add to their offense. Thomas flip back. Chayton King on the mark. Good save, Brown. Brown now looking, and he sends Nolan away. We're under 7.5 minutes to go here. Down low, Gilray. Good fake. Gilray steered aside Dusty Hill. Ball laying there. Not sure why Vern Hill hesitated. And that lob up read perfectly by St. John. He'll knock it back. But the Snipers will regain possession. Hawkeye Hamilton to Vern Hill.
Right now, the difference from the first quarter early to now is every shot the Snipers take from outside is hitting right in the middle of the logo. They're not picking their corners now.
Stotts, St. John's read that, out there playing defense as well. 5 on the shot clock. Still loose. King, quick shot. Good save, Brown. Ball loose. Vern Hill almost tapped it to himself and said, St. John. Backdoor, Laskowicz in alone. Lasers robbed by Dusty Hill. Oh, baby, that's a big momentum changer right there.
One both ways.
As one of the league's best, stymied by one of the league's best. Swing around. Todd Thomas has a couple already. Vern Hill backhand. Good save, Brown. Almost didn't know where it was. Porga, good job boxing out. Picks up the loose ball. Takes a hard hit. Has some help there. And good recovery. Porga on the roll. Nothing doing. Good defense there by Manderville. And he lobs it up. Breakaway. Webb. Webbs cannot beat Dusty Hill. Snipers the other way. Vern Hill. Waiting for someone. We're under 6 minutes. Stotts with the screen. Quick pass. Mikey McLaughlin to finish.
Wow. Now that's what we saw from the Snipers in the first 10 minutes. And good ball movement up the floor. Great no look off of the roll. Wide open on the crease. And as we said before, there's always, every time there's a goal scored, there's always a defensive mistake that caused the goal. 9 times out of 10, there's a defensive mistake that causes it. Sometimes it's just not. And that was just somebody forgot to stick with him on the bottom, on a crease.
Snipers regaining the lead, 8-7 now. Outlaws with possession. McNulty out there with St. John. Milligan, Laskowitz, and Harlech. Laskowitz has some room. Dumps it, Harlech in tight. Ill-advised pass there. McNulty picks it up, 10 on the shot clock. Reverse pivot. And looking for Laskowitz. That's too much room. Dusty Hill read that like a novel. Made a good toe save. And now back come the Orange. Mason Hill streaming through the middle. Good pass laid out. Managed to recover. Chayton King over on this side working with Van Every.
He did a great job tiptoeing across that crease in order to get a
quick shot there by Mason Hill. Ball loose. Hill, nice pickup. Had it momentarily. Fighting again. Mason Hill with two defenders on him. Doesn't get any help. Does a great job, but possession now to the Outlaws. 4.5 minutes to go. First half. St. John, Milligan, no look pass, Gilray, give and go Rogers. What a save again, Dusty Hill. He has upped his game as wide open now. Hand pick in the corner. Nolan Fair, I told you he had to do something. And Fair in the score column, big goal, 2-goal lead restored.
Big save at that end. Six Nations is able to pick up the rebound off the side glass, and Fair is wide open down the floor. And this is not the first, the second, the third. Somewhere Oshawa's got to find an answer for this wide open guy down the floor.
Well, it's that transition game we talked about before. The Snipers are masters of that, just like the Outlaws, masters of the half-court game. So it's going to depend on who, as Veltman does a good job to force the over and back, and with 4:02 to go, that's going to take us to our officials' timeout. We'll take a quick break. You're watching the Arena Lacrosse League quarterfinals. Back here at Memorial Arena in Brampton, Ontario. Game one of a triple header here. Next game will be 4:30 p.m. The Paris River Wolves and Whitby Steelhawks. Someone will try to earn a spot in next week's Final Four. Our 8 p.m. game will have the Ohsweken Bears and the Brampton Express.
It's the first time I've seen Oshawa spread the floor right out, draw the defense out, keep the middle open. The Snipers can't get into that game with this team.
That's where the half court comes into play. You spread that floor, give Laskowitz, Gilray, and St. John some room. And boy, they're tough to handle. Laskowitz, Vern Hill, size advantage. Not sure why there's a reset, but there was St. John. Dump it. McNulty, great hands, but he tiptoed on the white. That's a crease call. And possession to the Orange. Wide open is Fair. Gun down, Dusty Hill. Fair takes a hard hit, but a good save by Brown.
There was a reset, but watching the official, he was still counting it down.
McDonald, Laskowitz on the doorstep. Tried to just put it in that far corner. Dusty Hill, and what a good sidestep move right there by Van Every. And now it's in the offensive end. Jordan Mike in some trouble, gonna have to get out of there, keep those legs moving, kicks it out to Porga. 3 minutes to go here, first half. Stotts barreling in, loses it. McDonald all over him. Chayton King comes in for assistance. Stotts has it. Shot clock winding down 2. Possession is going to go to the Outlaws. Good defensive stance right there by Oshawa.
One of the things the Snipers are doing right now is doing a great job of getting to the bench to get their guys out on the defensive side.
Milligan. Kick it over. Gilray. Swing it around. Rogers. Good spin move. Ran out of real estate. Dumps it off. Harlech in tight. What a save, Dusty Hill. And that one's stolen away by Milligan as Chandler Allen fighting back now to regain possession. And this is going to be close to a violation. Good job to tap it ahead. Burn Hill heads up. And it's Chayton King now as we creep toward the 2-minute warning. Longboat and Hill on the left side. Swing around. Chayton King gets by one, flip back. Thomas shot. Good save, Brown. Rebound picked up by the speedy Tagore. Josh Tagore lost it up. Veltman, good hands on the stretch. Finds Harlech in flight. Harlech waiting for someone. McNulty cutting. Ill-advised. St. John bails him out. He's going to turn around. McLaughlin on St. John. Kick back out. Laskowitz has room. Lets it go. Dusty Hill. Wickets closed. Lost the outlet pass in the basket. Here come the Snipers. Good job defensively by Webb to extend the defense. Put some pressure on the Orange. Skip it across. Stotts inside. Mason Hill. 5 on the shot clock. Chayton King has room. It's all he needs. Good stick check, Webb. That's going to go up and into the penalty box. Possession, Oshawa, with we're into the final minute here of the first half. 9-7, Snipers leading. Rogers. Skipped that over, and Milligan couldn't handle the short hop. Didn't work very hard, and Snipers now bad pass looking for fair. Instead, Brown will send it the other way to Gilray. 35 seconds on the game clock. McNulty wide open. Off the post. Jordan Mike couldn't gather it. And timeout's going to be called by the Snipers with 27 seconds to go.
This is where once that 30 seconds is run down from this timeout, just shut the 30-second clock right off. It means nothing. I got to be honest with you, 100%.
Appreciate
been around
your
this
honesty,
game
obviously.
a long time. I have no idea what they're going to set up for. I really don't know.
Listen, I like that you're telling me this before I ask you that.
I
okay?
haven't
so right
got
off
a
the bat,
clue.
you're saying, don't bring that up because I ain't got nothing for you. Okay? Fair enough.
It's not I got nothing for you. It's if I knew, it's one of these. Honest, Dad, I have no
listen,
idea.
I'm not an overly religious guy, but I can't imagine you're in church every Sunday. And if you are, boy, you got a lot of confessing to do.
Well, I tell you, there was a lot of churches in hockey rinks
you see,
and lacrosse rinks.
No, that's not. Those ones don't count, all right? Those ones do not count.
What? I was the pastor.
Yeah. Listen,
you know what?
I'm going to get someone to say a prayer for you just to clean your whole thing right up.
I know for a fact you don't buy that one.
Oh, come on. There isn't anyone out there buying that. 27 seconds, Snipers now. McDonald putting the pressure, one-on-one. Good job by Mason Hill to get it to Chayton King. He protects, swinging around Longboat. 15 on the game clock. Chayton King. Tagore on him. King. 9 in the game clock. Behind the net. Porga. Thought about it. 4. Got to shoot it. Thomas. Porga from a tough angle, and that will do it. 30 minutes. We have seen a lot. 9-7 Snipers.
If you had told me at the start of this game, and this is no disrespect to any team that's out there, that it was going to be a 2-goal differential in favor of the Snipers, I don't know. I would have been in shock.
Blair would have went to church. On that note, we'll be back with the third quarter after this short break. Great job here by Hannah Brandt, and the secret was the way his movement without the ball. As you saw him just creep towards that crease area, and Longboat was set up for something hard short side. Instead, he got something soft, tricky. You can just see that's what Chayton King does, is he can let it rip from anywhere, accuracy, pinpoint. That's his first of this game, 27th goal of the season. So Vanderzalm just does a good job filling the lane. Unselfishly gives it up. This bounce pass just a little slow, but give Whiteford some credit as Vanderzalm never gave up on the play and picked that far corner. Missed the last game back, as you can see Kyle Pedwell doing a good job of getting that ball over to Whiteford in plenty of time, and he beats Longboat in the short side. Outstanding team offense there. That's the way you share the ball. As Keto does a great job to track that down. Good pass there on the spin, and Justin Porga just finding Mason Hill wide open. Just getting it out in the zone. So now numbers for the Snipers. McGregor Allen, Vern Hill, 2-on-1. Dump over. Vern Hill under, off the post. Rebound, saved by Abrams. So Vern Hill, post crossbar. You got to figure one of them's got to go in sometime. He's hit every other part of the net. Third power play opportunity, and you just take a look here from our vantage point. You can just see he sees that far corner and puts that just by the hip of Jackson Longboat and in the back of the net, who picks up his second of the game. And this is just good fundamental lacrosse, gapping that box. Good skip pass from Miracle. And Tito just above that dotted half circle finds the mark on Goa Abrams. And they are off to a 3-0 start.
And the biggest situation in this is the two Brampton players both went at the ball player instead of picking up the ball, which was sitting right at their feet. And the funny part of that is they didn't even have the 6 men. They were still, that was a 5-on-5 goal. The 6th man was just about 10 feet from the bench. But this is a situation where a pick and a slide, and nobody goes with the beam when he slid down past the pick.
Parker Pfeiffer, been deadly and still is. Oh, the Fife Dog, first of the game, 33rd of the season.
In the bottom line in this situation, Brampton gets caught with everybody up the floor and no help sliding down. But having said that, that first step that Boyd made was absolutely perfect. I think that was just one of those goals where it's one of these situations where I'm PO'd and I'm taking this shot and I don't care who gets in the way. And he just picked the top corner over Brown's left shoulder. That was a perfect top corner shot.
Taylor will swing it around. Buck. Skip, quick stick, and almost pocketed the rebound was Jordan Dance. So it'll be Jaminski against Haynes. Jaminski finds the back of the net.
Well, that's a different way to tie up a game.
Definitely not your traditional way, but I think unlike hockey, clearly in lacrosse, the breakaway favors the offensive player, not the goaltender. Goddard with his 17th goal of the season, and just a good job of gapping that box right in the middle. That's a good hard overhand go. They work Jackson Longboat to the left and now to the right. And that's part of what they were missing on Friday, was the transition game was non-existent. Good job there doubling up the ball, forced the turnover. And then just a good bounce shot from Fair. Bulge in the twine for the first time here in this game. 21st goal of the season, and just a good job by Whitby to share the ball, find the open man. They'll go to work with a fresh 30. Osborne gets a step. Osborne dancing along that crease, and a little melee here going on and in the middle we've seen before. So Brett Longboat out there along with Miracle. They're on that left side. Mason Hill at the top. Todd Thomas, Chayton King Chayton King not in a familiar right shooter spot. He was down on that right crease, and Porga now gonna hurry. A minute left in the man advantage. Chayton King from point blank. Stopped though by Martin, and that's gonna be a crease ball. Penalty shot called on the play, and looks like it's gonna be Joe Miracle. So with 56 seconds left in the penalty, Snipers will have another power play, and that will take us to our second official's timeout as you see that save by Martin. Then using that hesitation move to blow by him and reach out and tuck it in that far corner on the dive. That's his first of the game, his 8th of the season, and Paris out to a 2-0 lead. This is just a big man getting the feet set and finding that far corner, and you can bet Austin Patty would want that one back as they get on the board, and it's Nash Kramer. Just a good job on what was a broken play, looking for the give and go with Whiteford and Kyle Dawson. Look at this play here as he reads it right. Stonefish not able to hang on to it, and Dawson just picked it up, and a beauty job on the dunk. Isn't much Kyle Dawson can't do. Picks up his first of the game, 28th goal of the season. Ripka will find behind the net. Good job looking for Dawson. Dawson wrapped up again, still manages to score. You can see there Dawson just working in tight quarters, does a good job moving without the ball. And that was the difference, giving his teammate a good passing angle. So a power play marker for Danton Miller, and boy, much needed. You can see changed the angle and sped up the release point, went to the underhand and found the mark. That's just some good team defense there. As you can see, everything flowing on the left side. Lemaire just creeped out on a good backdoor cut. Caught Van der Zoom looking. And a big goal at the right time. Welcome back to Memorial Arena here in Brampton, Ontario, and a very happy birthday to Uncle Tyler. Tyler Van Every celebrating a birthday today on this quarterfinal Sunday. Hoping a little birthday magic will help the Snipers, leading 9-7 here as we get set for the third quarter. And what has been a very good game. 2 quarters, Snipers came flying out of the blocks, but back came the Outlaws, and you got to give Six Nations credit, Blair. They played a very good 30 minutes.
With that, they throw the ball away, getting on offense. It happens. Oshawa's got to get their game back on track, and I have no doubt with the team they've got that it can happen.
Well, I think going to be important here who gets off to a good start in the third. Milligan, 10 on the shot clock. Milligan trying to turn the corner. Dumps it wide open. Rogers, good save there, Dusty. As Dusty Hill has upped his game quarter by quarter here. And the Snipers now with their first chance on offense here in the third.
Small little lapse by Hill for about 4 or 5 minutes in that second quarter.
Longboat looking for that far corner. And Aiden Saint now will lug it over the timeline for the Outlaws. Laskowicz came flying out of the back door, instead to flip to McNulty. McNulty working to St. John. Gilray and Laskowicz working the right side. No look to McNulty from Milligan. No delivery there. Jordan Mike countering the other way. He'll move it up to Fair. Fair has Stotts with him. Chayton King filtering out late. He'll think better of it. Peel around. Good defense there by Webb. And they'll settle things down here. Will the Orange. Chayton King. Duck back in. Almost had it knocked out of his stick by McDonald. 10 on the shot clock. I'm not sure if he was going for the dunk, what exactly that was, but either way.
It actually looked like he tried to go right off the back.
That might have been the possibility there, as Rogers, good job to keep that on the right side of the timeline, and St. John with 15 on the shot clock. Swings it around to Gilmore. Jake Gilmore's been awfully quiet, flipped to Rogers and left that stick hanging out there. Gilmore, good job to haul that down, and shot clock violation. So you can see Snipers have extended their D on St. John. They're covering him full carpet, and they're going to allow the other 4 guys to do what they got to do.
And I got to tell you, from a coaching stance back, I'd be doing that all night long. I'll play 4-on-4 and let
Ryan Nolan was looking for Milligan. Instead, it's picked up by the Snipers, Chandler Allen, and he'll look to move it up. Running under it is Romano. Romano will get it, find Stotts, and they'll hold up. Wait a minute here with Chayton King. The King lets it go. Good save by Brown. Brown with an outlet pass sends away the Outlaws. Milligan, one-on-one with Jordan Mike on him. St. John cutting, couldn't pocket the pass. Strosser picks that up. Gilray didn't see Mike behind him, still has it. Trying to swim his way out of trouble. Tucks it in. Gilray still has it. McNulty fighting for it, helping St. John, scooped it through the legs. How about that, McNulty? Whoa, baby, crafty, crafty.
I'm not even sure Dusty Hill had a clue who had this ball. You can see Dusty Hill looking on the ground, or looking at the ball. Ball's on the ground. John St. John, and this is just a pick it up and throw it behind you, like at the net.
There's no way Dusty Hill could have known where that ball was with all that traffic out in front of him. But a good heads-up play by a veteran in McNulty to realize he had a natural screen there and utilize it to his advantage. 1-goal game. And Vern Hill will swing it around. Porga, no look, half boards McLaughlin. McLaughlin will look back to Vern Hill. Vern Hill almost lost it and does a good job to leave it because it was touched, though. McDonald, though, with some good hustle. He'll flip it, Veltman. So back come the Oshawa Outlaws. Their offense now with some momentum on their side as we're at the 11-minute mark here. Third quarter. quarterfinal number 2. Laskowicz goes to the bounce shot. It was a good one, but Dusty Hill closed the wickets. And the Snipers now will counter the other way. Toronto Monarchs have booked their ticket to next week's Final Four. One of these two teams trying to do the same. Porga kicks it back out. Mason Hill bounces off a good hit from Aiden Saint. Looking for something. 10 on the shot clock. Longboat got it into Todd Thomas. He wasn't expecting it. And instead it's a turnover. And here come the Outlaws. Farthing gets it over the timeline. Takes a whack or two. He'll peel out. Gilray will settle things over to St. John. Chance here for the Outlaws to pull even. Milligan, stutter step. Fox McKenzie on him. Gets a late stick check just in the nick of time. And Dusty Hill lofts it up on the money. Fair. Going to take the shot. And it almost got by Brown, but he did a good job keeping in front of him. And he'll return the outlet, send away McDonald. That pass, I'm not sure. He's passing it to himself because he got a rebound. McNulty almost picked the corner. Milligan almost tucked it far side. So dodging a couple bullets there were the Snipers. And Vern Hill now.
Right now, the Snipers don't have the jump in their step that they had from the opening. I mean, they're moving the ball, they're getting up the floor, but not as quickly as what they were.
Porga looking for a cutter in Van Every. They couldn't connect. Vern Hill working in there with Nolan. Nolan comes away with it. And the Outlaws now will stretch it over the timeline. Vern Hill read that like a novel. 1-2, kicks it ahead to himself, has a stick check, knocks it back. Nolan had it, tried to swim his way out, bodying it. It's Jordan Mike. Good job by the Snipers. 2-on-1 now. McLaughlin. And a good try there on that shot by Vredenberg. But Jackson Brown, he's come in and gotten the job done between the pipes for the Outlaws. And now the offense back to work. 8:45 to go, third quarter. Jake Gilmore swinging around to Gilray. Gilray falls. Laskowicz working on that side. That one's knocked down. And a good job to move it up. Allen, good pass. Romano, what a save by Jackson Brown. Oh, he slid across, kept those wickets closed, made a beauty. McDonald almost got knocked over the timeline. Does a good job to get it to Gilmore. And he'll settle things down. Was sniffing that backdoor cut. McNulty. Kick up, and Harlech was covered. 10 on the shot clock. Milligan. That shot pass went to no one. McDonald dying seconds now, and he lets it go. They say no goal. Didn't go over the goal line before the shot clock. So once again, Snipers dodging another bullet. Ball loose. Chayton King a little careless. Good job, Mason Hill, to back up his teammate. And now it's Porga. Chayton King, one-on-one. King barrels his way in. Good job by Webb. Just got enough of it. King battling for it. Falls. Ball still loose in the far corner. Webb and Strausser. Instead, it's Brown. And the Outlaws will try to move it up over the timeline in Webb. And a whole scrum going on down in that corner as those two laid there and never got up. And that's a good piece of officiating there, making sure that things don't escalate, as looks like
I think they're calling them both.
For sure going, and I think you're going to see Jake Strosher as well. So both getting some rough coincidental minors, and it'll be 5 aside here in a 1-goal game with 7:23 to go. So I think a good call with both of them getting roughing minors, and I believe that's taking us right to our media timeout.
I think that's what you like to see, because that way one team's not getting an advantage. They were both into it. You know what? Let's send them both. Cooler heads will prevail.
Well, I don't know if there was any other option on that. I think they were both guilty in that case there.
It almost looked like it had the original, because I saw the referee's arm go up quick on a hold on the Oshawa player.
Oh, that's what you originally had. I
That's
see.
originally what I thought, but I think they gave them both roughing.
Yeah, and you can see there that both guys are just solving their differences, and they'll have a couple minutes to think about it. Good crowd on hand here for this first game, Sunday afternoon. And it's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. Thank you for sharing it with us here. Gilray will jumpstart this offensive set for the Outlaws. Out there with Rogers St. John. What a pass on the back door. Laskowicz couldn't bury it. Another big save, Dusty Hill. And Blair, we got to start counting those big saves by Dusty Hill. They may become a factor in the fourth quarter.
And he's made a lot of them. In all sincerity, right now, he's the biggest reason it's only one goal.
Agree. Porga has some room, picks the corner. That's the way you use a defender as a screen to perfection.
And the funny part is, I've said this before and I'll say it again. White sweaters, white ball. Goaltender tough to pick it up when you're shooting this. Look at that, right off the white sweater. That is hard to pick up.
You can see that Brown didn't even see that until it was almost by him. And that was clear. So the Snipers regain their 2-goal lead. That's been the biggest lead in the second half. They led by as many as 5 to open the game. Ball loose, good battle. Manderville in the middle of it, as is Gradenberg. And the Snipers winning the battles to the loose balls, 2-on-2. Romano, wrong stick side. Bounce it, good save. Brown closed up those wickets. And now Veltman will trot over the timeline. You got to think, though, Blair, that with the offense that these Outlaws have, they can't be panicking down by just 2.
No, you can't. They've got to play their game. They can't get into panic mode.
St. John, backhand pass, and that's going to be interference call on that late screen check. Good piece of officiating there by Simon D'Souza. And now McLaughlin barrels his way over the timeline, finds Thomas. Thomas returns the bounce pass. McLaughlin attacking. Kick it out on the doorstep and gets knocked away. Mason Hill fishes it out, 10 on the shot clock. Nolan draped all over him. Instead, McDonald will pick it up. And he'll try to move it up. Backdoor Gilray. Good coverage, though, as Fair was on him.
Smart
Rogers
move.
now.
Smart move to hang on to that ball.
5.5. Milligan, wrong stick side. That won't stop him, though. He can snipe from anywhere on that carpet. He'll kick it over Laskowicz. Speaking of snipe, underhand. Stop Dusty Hill. They have contained Laskowicz today. Wide open in the basket. Fair. What a save by Brown. So Nolan Fair on the fly. Sweet delivery from Dusty Hill. But a big save by Brown at the other end. Harlech does a good job. Has an opening. Harlech was sizing up that far corner. Dusty Hill stuck the toe out. Under 5 minutes to go. Harlech will kick it back out. McNulty will filter down to that left crease. Gilmore. They're shading St. John tight. Full front, one-on-one, man-to-man defense. Following him wherever he goes. Fresh clock here, Laskowicz. Gets the opening, right into breadbasket. Dusty Hill tries to smother the rebound, still loose, fished out. Laskowicz, what a save, Dusty Hill! Oh my! Penny, talk to me, that was a beauty.
I'm not even 100% sure if it was Dusty or that it was the forward that made the save. I don't care. It was a great save.
I heard pad, and I thought Dusty was reflexes cat-like because Laskowicz had a wide-open net. That bullet steered aside by Brown. And on the move, here come the Outlaws. It's Tagore, full head of steam. Tagore puts on the brakes. Gilray filters through. He waits. Now it's Milligan. Milligan. Trailing is Rogers. Couldn't handle the pass. Ball loose, and we're going to have a delayed penalty call. Too many on the floor for the Snipers as the roughing minors are over. So that's actually the first too many men call there's been today. So both teams have been very leery of that.
It's the first one that's been called without the goal being scored.
Correct. This will be the first power play opportunity of the game for either team. Oshawa comes in working at a 45% efficiency rate. Snipers, their penalty kill 51%. Milligan at the top. St. John and McNulty left side. Laskowitz and Gilray on that right side. Not sure. And that's just picture perfect right there. Boy, oh boy. Into St. John, the hub. And cutting through the middle was Milligan, and he made that look easy.
Yep, and what he did was they moved the ball, they got the ball low, and all Milligan did was walk in like he was going to set a pick and stepped right down the middle. And the defender, which I believe is McGregor Allen, just let him walk down. He forgot to go with him.
Well, that's just a prime example. We always talk off the top, Blair, about the importance of being disciplined and not allowing special teams on the floor. This Oshawa team has had one of the most lethal power plays this entire season. And for that to be the first power play opportunity, you got to give the Snipers some credit for their discipline. Now what they have to do, though, is try to find a way to deliver the knockout punch somewhere, somehow on these Outlaws. McGregor Allen hounded by Tagore.
Whoa.
Tough pass there, and good job by the Outlaws extending their defense. Webb now got to hurry. Not sure what's going on with the shot clock, but either way, St. John over the timeline, gets his pocket picked by Swiper. No swiping, Vern Hill. Lost it up. McLaughlin, one to beat. McLaughlin ducks in, peels, goes to the bounce. The veteran stepping up. Mikey McLaughlin getting it done.
I'd like to know when the last time you said his third goal of the game for McLaughlin. But great job running the floor. Great job getting the ball to him. He stutter, hesitant step, takes the goalie with him and puts it round shot right down between his legs.
Well, I say that because you're right. And the thing about Mike McLaughlin, he is... You're right this time. You're right this time. Mike McLaughlin is a veteran leader. He does what he feels his team needs him to do.
Yep.
And sometimes it's more on the defensive end. Today, he has taken stances offensively to stand and help his team that way.
Yeah, he's doing what he's got to do.
11-9. Under 2.5 as McNulty tried to feather one over Dusty Hill. Gilray with the good job on a loose ball, but has his pass intercepted and off to the races. Burnhill's going to run under this. He'll leave it for Romano. Romano, what a great save there by Brown. Rebound, picked up and moved up by Veltman. So a good save at that end right there, a big one. Rogers streaming through, picks the corner. So we've seen that all game, Blair. A great save at one end results in a goal at the other.
Yeah, and one of the things the Snipers have been doing well, and that's one of the first times they haven't done it, when they've got that fast break, they usually score on it. But here, they come back, and once again, here you go. Somebody just didn't pick somebody up coming down the middle, wide open. Great shot pick in the corner.
Well, I tell you, coming in, I think the game plan was to maybe try to contain St. John and let the other guys beat you.
You know what? I'll run with that game plan all night long because you can't have a guy with 107 points beat you.
I couldn't agree with you more. Minute 40, Milligan tried to step, create another angle. St. John skips it across Laskowitz. Laskowitz has room. Tried to find that far corner. He's been just off. 66 is gone. On the move, outlet, 66. Burnhill, what a save, downtown Brown. Oh, Jackson Brown. Rebound. Good job by Fair McLaughlin. Had a notion. Burnhill on the doorstep, but he was tiptoeing all over them tulips and caught some of the white line.
Good call.
McNulty. Send it down. Jake Gilmore has been very quiet offensively, was looking for McNulty give and go. Fox McKenzie does a good job to pick that up, and he lofts it up. Not the best outlet pass for sure, as Webb will pick it up. We're under a minute now here in the third. Webb sends it up into the offensive end. Milligan coming late. Milligan open. Milligan, good save, Dusty Hill. Hill now has McLaughlin. The speedy McLaughlin in alone now. McLaughlin goes to the belt, steered aside by Brown. End to end we go. 30 seconds on the game clock. Farthing. Thought about it. Go to the right side. Milligan. No look. St. John on the move. St. John tried to go low, but oh, basket me this. Dusty Hill on the slide. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Mason Hill will let it go wide of the mark. McDonald wide, and boy, oh boy, 3 thrilling quarters in the books. We're going to take a break, get locked and loaded for the fourth quarter. You're watching the Arena Lacrosse League 2023 playoffs. Welcome back. As been a roller coaster these first 3 quarters, and a good roller coaster ride with the Six Nations Snipers leading 11-10 here as we get set for the fourth quarter. And we had a chance to listen in to both huddles, Blair. And what was your take?
I really liked what was coming off the Six Nations bench. Let's just take it one shift at a time, one play at a time. And that's what you got to do. Don't get ahead of yourself.
And I was listening in Oshawa. They were talking about getting better shots from the middle of the floor, not just from the side. In order to beat Dusty Hill, you need as many angles as possible. And Orville Manderville didn't mean to, but he ended up chopping down a tree. So he will make his way to the penalty box. And I don't know, you and I can stand up here and see that slash, Blair, but we used to play with wood sticks. So if you took a slash like that with a woody, you're probably done for the day.
Well, I'm pretty sure you used to have dinosaur stuff on the side of your stick.
I have T-Rex on the side of mine. Yours, I know,
I'm talking about the other side, not the
yours
wood.
was hand-carved by yourself, or else you wouldn't have had one to use.
I got news for you. I had to go out and find the tree to do it.
I know you did. Listen, I know you did. Okay. I know you come away with all those splinters from all that bark and all that. Well, I know. I've seen your hands. I have.
Hands of gold.
Yeah. So Andrew Bradenberg is getting some much-needed attention after taking that inadvertent slash. You got to figure that Manderville certainly didn't try to give his team power play.
I don't know if it was inadvertent, but that's certainly going to leave a mark.
Oh, that's going to leave a mark now. It's going to hurt now and later. So first power play opportunity of the game for the Snipers. They come in working at a 48% efficiency rate. A penalty kill at 58 for the Outlaws.
Is that our second power play of the game?
Second power play of the game.
That's awesome.
That tells you these guys are here to play lacrosse today, no
Yep.
joke. So Porga's at the top. That's not a usual thing. You've got Hawkeye Hamilton left side with Longboat down on that left crease. Usually he's in the left shooter spot. Chayton King where he's usually at in that right shooter. And Todd Thomas in that right crease on the interchange. Thomas, skip over. Porga's shot goes off McDonald, and that'll be a fresh clock for the Snipers with 1:35 left in the power play.
I like what they set up and ran there, but I think they got to move the ball quicker.
I agree. It does have to move. It's got to be a little crisper than that here as Porga's shot almost got it by. Rebound Longboat. I tell you, though, you take away that threat of Longboat's shot by burying him in the crease. And Chayton King, the other Sniper on the right side, as that goes over the timeline. Porga does a good job to leave it. And now St. John will filter out. Vern Hill covering him. McLaughlin on Milligan. So good matchup for the Snipers here as the Outlaws going to try to burn some time here. St. John gets a step, gets some help from Rogers. Vern Hill's going to mark St. John, stay on him. 10 on the shot clock. Going to be tough to take it away from St. John to Milligan. Almost a crazy play right there. As and one flip and almost a flip in.
Sorry, Lance, no disrespect to Six Nation. They've got the wrong guy in Vern Hill on Johnny St. John. They've got to have a bigger guy on him because he is strong.
Well, I agree. We'll see if it didn't hurt them that time down. Nope. We'll see if they make the adjustment. Porga now slid over to that shooter spot, but you're not able to utilize good hands by Chayton King. Longboat at all. Tic-tac, and Thomas couldn't get it over to Longboat. Shot from Mason Hill, steered aside by Brown. Lofting up, Farthing in the basket. Has a trailer in Tagore, 2-on-1. Back to Farthing, wrong stick side. Nothing doing there, and the Snipers now will move it up over, penalty over, teams back to full strength. 12 and a half minutes to go. 1-goal game. Winner gets an invite to next week's Final Four. They will join Toronto. Chayton King had the stick down. Stotts has some room. Lets it go. What a save by Brown. Rebound. Chayton King, momentum right now on the side of the orange. Longboat hasn't been able to utilize his shot. He hasn't been in a good position at all. Stotts, 1-on-1. Gets a screen. Quick shot. Steered aside by Brown. Ball loose. McDonald gets it. Veltman helps him out. And they'll move it up over the timeline. So the Outlaws hold. Chance here now for the offense to go to work. Looking for the equalizer. So you have Vern Hill marking John St. John. Full front. Gilmore blows by. Gilmore! And a crease
no
call.
Goal.
And wide open Vern Hill on the hop. Going to be a too many men delayed call as Hill scampers out with the ball. So too many on the floor delayed. Brett Longboat now. Longboat, Thomas, Long. That's the shot. That's what he was waiting for and missed the mark. But the Snipers are going to get a chance to go on their second power play of the game. On a too many men call.
Right now, to be quite honest with you, whether they score or they don't score, yes, they would love to. If they can go through this without giving up a shorthanded goal, still being up with 2 minutes more off that clock, I'd take that all night long.
I think you're talking about that, take it every play, each play, one play at a time.
One at a time.
I couldn't agree with you more. You do that 5-6 times, all of a sudden the time lapses and the game's over. We'll see here. So Mason Hill's at the top, Porga and Longboat on that left side, Chayton King and Todd Thomas on the right. Longboat had a notion, kick it over, Thomas has an opening. Longboat, quick stick finish. Boy, oh boy, as easy as Oshawa made it look, the Snipers made it equally as easy.
And they sold this by keeping it around the outside. The one sniper goes around behind the net. Right there, he just carries right around, turns the defense, and look who's wide open right there, and the goaltender is sucked right out to him.
Well, I tell you, both these two teams have put on an impressive display of the way the game should be played. And we're looking at our sheet. Chayton King has been very quiet, 88 for the Snipers, but they're still leading 12-10 with possession here, and it's Hawkeye Hamilton. So right now the Snipers have put together a solid game plan. The Outlaws heavy favorites coming in. Porga peels around. There's Chayton King, was sizing up that far corner, and Brown had to make a good save. Offensive rebound back to the Snipers. Van Every gets checked, knocked off in and outs. Milligan with a chance. Milligan tackled by Vern Hill. Milligan almost scored from his knees. Ball still loose, and so an interference
I kind of figured that one.
And a good one, and I'm not quite sure that Vern Hill should be upset with that.
The only thing I think
slow to come off.
Yeah.
So they're calling a penalty shot here.
Yes.
So a penalty shot for Cam Milligan.
I think the only thing that Six Nations was arguing was the fact he did get the shot away.
Milligan. Dusty Hill. And what a save to Duster! Wow! Wow, oh wow. Dusty Hill just robbed Cam Milligan.
On the top of the hill.
Oh, that was a pretty good one there, partner. Not bad. I said let the professionals handle the jokes, but we'll let you slide in one here and then. As you can see there, just a great reaction.
Absolutely. Great reactive.
Off the draw, Snipers pick it up back in their end. Fox McKenzie going to have to go for a long run. And a good job. He'll move it up. McGregor Allen couldn't get that. That's just fundamentals, young fella. Now it's a 3-on-2. McDonald didn't know what to do with it when he got it. As digging for it is Tagore. Chandler Allen, does a good job McGregor Allen to come out with possession, and the Snipers now 9.5 minutes to go. A trip to the Final Four on the line. 2-goal lead for the Snipers. King looking for the roll, not there. Takes the shot, and Brown got just enough of it. Rebound, Porga. Brown, great job, gets it back out loose in the dotted half circle. Interference, the call. And possession will go up the other way as Porga and Brown get tangled up.
That's something Brown's got to get himself out of. Stay in the game. Don't worry about the other stuff.
Focus. Your job is to stop the ball. Vern Hill almost read Laskowicz. That pass goes awry. Gonna need something. No goals yet from St. John. St. John to Laskowicz in the basket. Gilray, what a save, Dusty Hill. Outlet, lofted up. 66 gonna run under this one. Vern Hill, now's the time. Off the crossbar.
And they get possession back.
Vern Hill, 66.
This is a good job. Vern Hill's got to get off the floor. He's got to save himself. Don't get caught playing both ends of the floor right now.
Vern Hill averages about 3 breakaways a game. Doesn't average many goals off those breakaways, but gets the job done as that one got away with a high stick right there and no call. Instead, a good save, and on the outlet is St. John. St. John in the basket. St. John off the crossbar. A late hit will keep possession right here. They had possession anyway. So with 8:20 to go, end-to-end, partner, and boy, netminders getting help from their posts as Laskowicz off. Not sure how he missed the net from there. Gilmore. Milligan. McNulty Good move to elude a defender. Kick back out. Laskowitz, his overhand off the mark. That's a violation. Possession to the Snipers deep in the offensive end. Under 8 minutes to go. Borga had it knocked down by Farthing. Good barehanded catch by Brown. St. John wide open in the back door, and there's just too much going on. There were just too many Outlaws in that offensive end before the ball even hit midway through on the defensive end.
Hey, you know what? Can't blame them. Try anything. If you get away with it, you get away with it. You know what? Right now, down 2 goals, 7.5 to go. First off, don't panic. We've talked about that before. Stick to your game plan. Stick to what's gotten you here so far. But you know what? If you get that little extra step, take it.
Well, I think every coach is going for that little extra. So you certainly don't fault anyone. So Porga has moved back over to that left shooter spot. They put Travis Stotts right in the middle of things. And Chayton King and Todd Thomas. So that's King's shot. Can't find the mark, but Longboat has done a great job in keeping balls in the offensive end. He has been the orchestrator here in this game. That bullet goes off both posts and out. Unbelievable. Yes, netminders getting some help from their friends. McDonald going to look to burn. We're at the 7-minute mark here in this fourth quarter. Snipers trying to hang on. Milligan trying to barrel his way through, has it taken away. And the Snipers now will counter the other way with Vern Hill. Not quite sure that's the best move to make with 2 defenders on.
I'm still at this point in time, if I'm Six Nations, every time the ball's in their end, I'm putting a guy right on John St. John. 100%.
I think you have to keep doing that. Porga tried to find something where there was nothing and lofted up. Good.
The unfortunate part is he did that without quick sticking it. If he had quick stick that instead of sinking it into his, look who's wide open.
St. John in close buries it. First of the game, couldn't have come at a better time.
Here's my question. Is the floodgates now open? But big mistake here by Six Nations. They didn't. Right there. Why is he going to the ball? And guess who's wide open all by himself? They've got to know when he's on the floor every time. But Johnny, great shot. Utilize what they gave you.
Well, it's what you said, partner. You have to be full guarding him all the time. A shorthanded goal for the Outlaws, and they've seemed to dominate possession here, even though they've been a man short. Hawkeye Hamilton gets it back, and now they'll swing it over Vern Hill. So we're under 6 minutes to go. There's 15 seconds left in the Snipers' power play. They've given up a shorthanded marker and lead by just 1. This one's going to come down to the final minute. Porga goes bounce, stopped by Brown. Tagori out of the penalty box, and we're going to have some discrepancy here
Well,
as
I can
the
tell you
officials
right
are going
now,
to get away, as the officials are going to get together and confer.
The mid-referee was looking at the clock, right at the clock, the middle ref, and he called him for going out too soon. The question is, was he sent?
And I think that's what they're asking. So no penalty, but he did leave early.
Good for the refs. They got it right. They did what they were supposed to do.
And so possession will go to Oshawa. And they're out on the floor ready to set up. I don't think anyone...
The referees are still talking to them down here.
Joe Hiltz, of course, wants to get things going, feels his team's got the momentum right now. But the officiating crew giving the coaching staff for the Snipers an explanation, similar to what Joe Hiltz got. And that is going to take us to our final officials timeout. So when we look at what we've got here, Blair, we've got 5:37 to go. A 1-goal game here for the Snipers. If you're Six Nations, are you working some clock or do you continue to attack?
You got to do both. In all sincerity, you have to get to attack when the opportunity takes it, and you have to take those opportunities. But by the same token, if that opportunity isn't there, you got to pull back out and take your time, set up your offense. Right now, if I had to kind of pick one or the other, I think the momentum right now has maybe swung a little bit towards Oshawa.
I would agree with you there. I think that right now they are feeling that they can make up that 1-goal deficit in the amount of time they have left, and probably thinking they can add a couple more. The issue is that these Snipers here, they came to play, and at no point in time are they going to go quietly into the night.
And right now, basically the Snipers have to play 4-on-4, and if John St. John goes to the bathroom, I'm going with him.
Well,
you know, if he's chewing gum, I want to know what flavor it is.
Well, you know what?
If I'm the coach from the Snipers.
Well, when they left him open there, he scored, and you have to full face guard him.
Yes.
Don't pay any attention to anybody else, and as you can see, that Nolan Fair is on St. John tight full face guard. Here we go. 5:35. St. John comes out of the corner, looks for McNulty, and can't connect on the pass. So a quick possession there as Dusty Hill will move it to Mike. Mike will get it over the timeline, and they'll hold up. Wait a minute here. Time now on the side of the Snipers, but you know, Blair, like we said, you can't sit on a 1-goal lead, not in this sport.
And the Oshawa team is very much like our Toronto Monarchs. They can score a pile in a short period of time.
Give and go. Chayton King lost the handle in close, and now Nolan. St. John, 2-on-1. Nolan, good coverage there as McGregor Allen, keep calling him Chandler, in tight end. Milligan missed far corner. St. John tried to get it back out. Romano knocked that down. St. John fishes it out, and he'll settle it to Rogers. Burnhill on him, kicks it over. Laskowitz has some room. 4 on the shot clock. Wide open Milligan, and Milligan missed the net. Burnhill lost one up into the basket. Porga, trailer, Chayton King. What a save by Brown. And back in is the call. Good heads-up play by Porga. Jumps on the loose ball, and now they set it up. Good hold by the Snipers when they needed to.
Get the ball back to Longboat and let him control what's going on in your offense.
Well, the Outlaws certainly had their opportunities, and that one finds its way through. Mason Hill, first of the game, comes at the right time.
Does it ever? 4 minutes to go. They've got the floor spread completely wide, a little pick right there, and just a long screenshot. And I guarantee you that's one that Knott wants back. Or Brown. Sorry,
yep.
Brown. My apologies.
Yep.
That's one Jackson I'd love to have back, trust me. I like what Oshawa's doing right now. They got John St. John on the floor on faceoffs and
should be 2-on-1 coming here. Fox McKenzie, saved by Brown. And I think you got to do that. You're trailing now by 2. Fox McKenzie wreaking all kind of havoc in there, battling hard. Bradenburg working with him. Veltman gets manhandled. Possession to Oshawa. 3:41 to go. Here come the Outlaws. Gilray gets a screen. Laskowitz kick over McNulty. McNulty working with Gilray. Laskowitz has some room. Thinks better of it. Peels back out. Skip pass down low. Looking for Milligan. St. John. St. John swinging around. Gilmore. 10 on the shot clock. Ill-advised shot will give the Outlaws a fresh clock, but a bit of a bailout on I'd say a bad shot selection. Laskowicz, that one a bit of an off-speed. Stopped by Hill. Gilmore the rebound, and he loses it. And McLaughlin picks it up. McLaughlin, they'll move it up. We're under 3 minutes to go here. Chandler Allen, kick it out. Stotts can't handle it. Violation, and Outlaws looking to take advantage. 2:45 to go.
Guess
McDonald.
who's sneaking down the boards?
St. John. Milligan. Oshawa running out of time.
Oh,
Milligan.
but Gilligan.
Oh, Millie. You talk about timing.
Milligan bangs his fourth of the game with a complete seeing eye shot. There is no question. This is just right in the top shelf.
He only had about the width of a ball room-wise, and that's exactly where we put it, boy. 2:32, and it's a 13-12 game. What a beauty here. The first of three from Memorial Arena here in Brampton, quarterfinals. Winner of this gets a trip to the Final Four. Vern Hill controls off the draw, and the Snipers now still in the driver's seat. Important possession here, partner.
Oh, yeah.
Vern Hill, skip. And a good save by Brown. That goes up into the netting. And a fresh 30 here to work with just over 2 minutes to go.
Control your 30 right here until you're down to...
Vern Hill on the flip in the breadbasket. Poor flip to Mason Hill, but Tagore overran it. Hill recovers and gets it back. No reset. But possession to the Snipers. Tagore knocks that down. He can't get it. Stays here. 5 on the shot clock. And Mason Hill will swing it over. That one steered aside. Good job to beat the shot clock. McDonald now. Loses it. Theft away. Vern Hill. That's a hit from behind. And that'll be a penalty for sure. As a late penalty with 1:28 to go is going to give the Snipers a chance here.
This, if they can score here to take it to a 2-goal difference, this is huge. But what hustle by Six Nations to get to that loose ball and force it. Just absolutely phenomenal.
I tell you, 66, boy, he is a master thief, and the Snipers calling a timeout here. So 1:28 to go. Snipers with a power play. If you are the Outlaws, you know that the math doesn't really equate with 1:28 left and a 2-minute penalty. So as far as the Outlaws go, do you press the matter? What's your game plan going in here, Coach?
I think, yeah, I think you got to press it, but I don't think you press it right away. I think you got to at least get that 28 seconds off the clock, get it down to the last minute. This team's good enough that they can do that, but the question is 28 seconds enough for Six Nations to put a 2-goal spread on the board? And even then, is a 2-goal spread enough playing against Oshawa in the last minute?
Well, it shouldn't be based on what we've seen from the Outlaws this season.
Based on stats.
Based on the stats, you know, between St. John, Laskowitz, and Milligan, you've got some big numbers there. But again, it's a 1-game playoff.
And right now you got Laskowitz and St. John both with 1 goal. I'm sure St. John's got a whack of assists in there.
But here we go. Final 1:25. Snipers are going to work it around. You can see Todd Thomas sitting in the middle of that dotted half circle. Porga's perched behind the net. 15 on the shot clock. Expect them to work it all the way down. Swing around, Longboat. That's his side. That's his spot. 5 on the shot clock. Behind the net, Porga. And it ricochets and goes in. Wow.
Went off McMillan.
Off McDonald.
Or McDonald.
Off his foot and past Brown.
And you can just see it in his face right now. He's still got his head looking down, going, what just happened?
A power play goal.
What can you say but wrong place at the wrong time?
We've seen some bounces, and in the first half, the bounces were going in favor of the Outlaws. That there, boy, you talk about timing now. 2 goals, 1 minute and 1 second left here. We'll see what Joe Hiltz has in his back pocket for this one.
I'm interested to see who they give the goal to.
Yeah, good question.
Is the guy that shot it or the closest guy to him?
Here we go. Outlaws need possession right here. And it's the Snipers that have it. Tagore battling for it. Milligan in there. Still loose. Still rolling around. Nobody has it. 45 seconds on the game clock, and push going to be called, and it's going to be white ball. So possession to the Outlaws. 44.3 seconds left, and they will call timeout.
So the goal was given to Mason Hill unassisted.
Well, he was the closest. He was the closest. He was the closest offensive player to when it happened.
When was the last
right
time?
Place at the right time.
When was the last time you ever got a goal when you missed a pass?
Yeah.
That wasn't at the net.
Good point. Good point. That was definitely one for the ages for sure.
I mean, I've seen guys cut through the middle to take a pass right there.
Well, look, carom, foot, and in, and that's just a toughie. No chance for Brown. He doesn't even know that's coming there.
If that was Mason Hill behind the net, it was Mason Hill that shot the ball from the top.
Hill shot it. Porga. So it is Mason Hill's goal.
But the guy at the back behind the net literally ducked because I don't think he saw the ball until the very last second.
Let's just say that Porga never touched that. It went right off the glass, off a leg and in. All right, here we go. Do the Outlaws have some magic? They need 44 seconds to go.
I don't care if you got a goalie pulled or not. I'm playing this one guy on St. John. Let him play a power play 5-on-4.
I don't think you change that. I don't think you should change that. And here we go. Milligan in tight end. How about that, McNulty? 4 seconds off the clock in the back of the net. It's a 1-goal game. Third of the game for McNulty, and I tell you, that Oshawa coaching staff looking like a bunch of geniuses out there.
Oh, don't give.
That was a well-diagrammed and well-executed play for a quick goal.
But again,
39.4 seconds, 1-goal game, off the draw. Oshawa with possession, send it over Veltman. Veltman working around Milligan. Milligan now, 30 seconds, net empty, got down, Snipers steal it. Wide open net is Vern Hill. And he buries it. The Snipers with 24.6 seconds left, back in the driver's seat.
What a time to pick up your first goal of the game with 24 seconds left on the clock. And this is what I've said all game. Six Nations has done a great job on the back door, stepping in front of passes, cutting them off, and we just saw it again.
Gilray just not able to handle that pass from Milligan, and Snipers turn that back. Easy finish at the other end. Going to take a whole lot here for these Outlaws now, as a good job by Fair knocks it over. Outlaws now going to have to hurry as Veltman zips it down, and 10 seconds on the game clock. Gilray picks it up. Milligan over, and what a save. Dusty Hill just saved it, and signed, sealed, delivered. The Six Nations Snipers have pulled off the upset. They will go to the Final Four next weekend at the track.
I can only sum this up one way. Knock me over with a feather. Because and that's nothing being disrespectful to Six Nations. I just thought Oshawa was that powerful. But I'll tell you what, Six Nations, full kudos for their win today because they deserved it. They earned it. They played well from the get-go.
Outstanding game. Both teams certainly have nothing to hang their heads about. The Oshawa Outlaws, a class act in the Arena Lacrosse League throughout the season. They have been one of the best teams. They have put themselves out there on the carpet and carried themselves with dignity and pride. They are well represented. Congratulations to the Outlaws. The Snipers have battled a roller coaster ride throughout the season. They put together their best game right here, and they earned themselves a trip to the Final Four. We're going to pause for now. We're going to reset and get ready. 4:30 p.m., the Paris River Wolves, the Whitby Steelhawks. One more invite to next week's Final Four on the line. On behalf of my partner, Blair Campbell, JVI Productions, I'm Lance Wynn. Make sure you come on back. 4:30, we'll be here. You join us.